Hey, what's up everybody? Tony here and welcome back to TTBurger Game Reviews. And today is the day that I've never thought I would see myself doing this for my channel, where I would review a Call of Duty game. Yeah, I know, I've always talked about how much I don't like Call of Duty and such, but let me rephrase that there. I at first liked Call of Duty. I liked the first 5 games, like Call of Duty Finest Hour, Call of Duty 2 Big Red One, and I liked everything. Like if World of War was the last good Call of Duty game that I liked and stuff. I liked the World War II games and Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and Call of Duty World of War. I did not play the original Call of Duty or the original Call of Duty 2, but I heard they are good, so I'm gonna give them props for that. And before I even get started with this episode, I want to thank 2 people here for some stuff here. I'd like to thank YouTube users DemonicPanda and Razorblade1812. DemonicPanda for making the brand new TTBurger logo that you see here in the video, and Razorblade1812 for the new intro that I have in my videos and stuff. So I like to give them credit for what they did, because they did a great job, and I thank you guys for doing that. You guys are the best. Now let's get started here. Now, the Call of Duty game we're going to be talking about is the first Call of Duty game that came out for the PS3. It was the second one released on the Xbox 360 and stuff, but we're going to look at my favorite Call of Duty game, Call of Duty 3, which was released in late 2006, multi-platforms. Now, going into Call of Duty 3 here, I feel like it's definitely the best Call of Duty game of all time, let alone one of the best World War II shooters of all time. Of course, nothing will top Medal of Honor and such, because that's what started the World War II first-person shooter genre. But Call of Duty really did a great job. In fact, Medal of Honor Airborne came out and stuff, and I was not a big fan of Medal of Honor. I mean, Medal of Honor Airborne was okay, but just that the very steep difficulty and the framing issues and the controls took some time to get used to kind of hindered the experience for me. I mean, like, it's not a bad game, Medal of Honor Airborne, but still, compared to Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 3 really won there compared to the 2, which is just strange because usually I'm a Medal of Honor fan, but for this, it's going to Call of Duty 3. Now, I am aware that the story was never the most important thing in the Call of Duty games, but I will say this: in Call of Duty 3, you take on the role of you play as the role of 4 different armies for the United States, the UK, the Canadian, and the Polish. Each have their own different type of guns and different gameplay aspects and such. Like for the Polish, you can actually ride a tank, which I love doing because I love games where you can ride vehicles, stuff like drive tanks and such. And you can do multiple things too, which I'm not really gonna spoil much because the people who do want to check this game out, I can't really spoil it here. But the main thing that Call of Duty 3 gets right here is that it makes you feel like you are in a huge war. You are in a huge World War II. It does it better than the other Call of Duty games, and it does it really well, especially with all the weapons you have, all the countries you get to play as it's just, they did a great job here. Now, from what I've heard, the PS3 version has some frame rate issues and such here and there. I didn't notice it, but I know the frame rate is a little bit slower. Like, it runs at 30 frames per second, while the 360 version ran at 60. So it is a little bit slower, but it's not gonna be, the frame rate's not gonna be a turn off at all. The frame rate still works fine. And this is the best Call of Duty game I ever played. But it's not gonna get a perfect score, because there are some things that I gotta say that are wrong about it. But I'll get to that later. But graphics here, the game does a great job. This game looks better than the current Call of Duty games we have out there. I mean, this is the time when Treyarch and Activision actually put care into making these games. I mean, if you look at how the gameplay is and how the graphics are like and such and how the weapons look, a lot of care and effort went into it. And it actually really feels like you're watching a documentary on the military channel or the history channel. And the voice acting is fantastic. I mean, you can't get better voice actors than that. The gun sound effects sound crisp, and everything is fantastic. Even some of the buildings are destructible, and there's a lot of explosions here and there. You feel like you're in this war, World War II, in this version of World War II. You feel like that you're in World War II in 1940. And I'm glad I'm glad about how this game turned out, because this was the very last a regular World War II Call of Duty game. I mean, World at War was kind of a different take, a take on the World War II and such, but that's just me. There are 14 levels you play in this game. The game is not that long. You'll probably blow through this game in about 6 or 7 hours, and that you can play it in a different difficulty if you want. But there's also the multiplayer, which I never played because I don't like the multiplayer online or anything like that, and I just never really played the multiplayer for it. But like, now let's get into some of the problems here. There are a lot of graphical issues. Like I said, the graphics look great, but there are some clipping issues here and there. And my main complaint about the game is some of the 6-axis functions. Now, I had no problem with the 6-axis controls in the game like Layer, but there are some quick time events here in this game where you have to move your PlayStation 3 controller left and right, like turn it left and right when you're doing a quick time event, when you come head to head, kind of come one-on-one with the enemy that's trying to kill you, like with a melee attack and stuff. You have to keep turning the controller left and right, like you're turning a steering wheel, and that gets kind of annoying because it wasn't really needed. This thing wasn't really needed, and we got it for some reason. We got it at this, and it's just that you didn't really need it too. And it also, you can use these 6-axis to control vehicles and such, but trying to control a vehicle with a 6-axis is pretty much impossible. It's just very hard. You're better off just using the left analog stick. It's much easier. And like, there really isn't going to be much else to say about this game because Call of Duty 3 is a fantastic game, and it pretty much welcomed us to the PlayStation 3 era of like Call of Duty games. And this was the last Call of Duty World War II game before we got Modern Warfare next. Now, I do like the original Modern Warfare and World of War, but just nothing will top this one. This one seemed the most realistic to me. And I liked it like that because like Big Red 1 and Finest Hour were good, but it's just that they haven't really aged all that well compared to Call of Duty 3 here. Now my final verdict here, it's a great game. You like first-person shooters, you like World War II games, you want to get your Call of Duty fix in the World War II era, this is the one I recommend. Now I know a lot of people didn't like this game because it wasn't on the PC and such, and because like it wasn't made by Infinity Ward, it was made by Treyarch and such, but who cares? Who cares? It's still Call of Duty. It's still fun. Sorry, PC gamers, but you're gonna have to get on the console because it's not gonna be on your PC. It's never coming. So too bad. So what's the rating I'm gonna give it? Well, I'm gonna be taking off points for like some of the graphic issues and the frame rate being a little slower. And the 6-axis function is just a little bit, it's just, I didn't really like it, and the campaign is short. I'll be giving it an 8.5 out of 10. That's the best score I can give Call of Duty 3 here, an 8.5 out of 10. And that's pretty much it for this episode. Stay tuned because there's a lot more on the way. And next up will definitely be a series review or something like that. I don't know, I haven't made up my mind yet, but there'll definitely be something good, something special coming up. That's all I gotta say. Peace out, everybody, and have a great day.